Thanks for joining us. We're going to talk all about a brand new frozen food that you can make at home in like 15 minutes called Zoni Foods. And with us is Zoe Lloyd, one of two founders of this. So you're in graduate school at Yale, and did somebody say you have to come up with a project? So this was it?
No, we actually, Nilofer, my co-founder, and I founded the company out of a personal pain point. We both were very busy, had tons of classes, assignments, and we just wanted to be eating healthier, but we didn't have the time or energy to cook from scratch. And so we thought, we came up with the idea to solve our own kind of problem we were facing on a daily basis.
So you came up with startup money, and how'd you do it?
We raised money from a variety of different sources, from the Yale School of Management, from the Yale School of Forestry, from a couple industry competitions. The natural food industry has a couple pitch competitions that we won. So it was a variety of sources, and it added up, and here we are today.
So it's a lot, right? Packaging, what are we going to put in the box? There are two of you, so you had to decide on color. Why Zoni? I said I was going to ask you that. Why did you come up with Zoni Foods? What does that mean?
So Zoni is actually my name and my co-founder Nilofer's name put together. So Z-O and N-I, and we thought it was short, sweet, memorable, easily searchable, online, which is really important today.
So let's describe what it is. It's three things. You've got two flavors so far.
Yes.
So these come frozen.
Yes.
And you're in 6 or 8 stores now in the state of Connecticut?
We're in 8 stores in the state of Connecticut. That's
okay,
right.
8 stores, and you've only been at this since August. So you've got a sauce, you've got peanuts, cashews, and this is carrots and whatever. You stick it into a pan, 15 minutes later, you're done.
Yeah, it's actually, well, this one is 8 minutes, my personal experience. So we say, 10 minutes to be conservative. It really depends on, person's stove and things like that. They're actually, yeah, so 10 minutes on the stove. It's super easy. It's also, no artificial ingredients or preservatives, and it's just freshly prepared vegetables, grains, and proteins that are, frozen so that you can cook it whenever you want. So you don't have to worry about those fresh vegetables going bad in your fridge.
What's the shelf life on these, do you know?
It's about 6 months. We're still doing the shelf life testing, but it'll be at least 6 months is our assumption.
This one's gluten-free.
Yes.
Which is very important. You're going to come out with another flavor. Is that, that's not in the stores yet?
Not in the stores yet. It's sweet potato spirals. I've been talking about it with consumers, and they're like really excited because it's kind of like a vegan mac and cheese type of feel. So it has like a vegan cashew cheese sauce and lentil, kale, mushroom fritters. So it's kind of a similar setup. So the 3 components, and cooks on the stove 10 minutes again, so super easy.
And the cost is over $5.
$5.99 is the suggested.
The 9
price.
is so important, right? It's not 6, it's $5.99.
Not 6, yeah.
And you can find these anywhere. Now, when you started to figure out what you were going to put in your frozen food, how did you come up with the menus?
It was a lot of fun. We started in my kitchen with just looking at recipes online, talking with our friends who were really into food and getting ideas from them. And we just, we came up with things and had people try them at school, and you got feedback and then kind of went from there.
You said you do pairings with this too.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have suggested chef's pairings. So we have suggestions for, to pair with animal protein, other plant-based protein, if you're looking for more protein in your diet. Also, if you want a spicier version, you can add red pepper flakes or mint. We also have wine and beer pairings. So you can, have this fresh tasting meal and have your wine and beer that goes with it.
So you have 3 flavors, if you will, three separate dinners. How many do you think you're going to have as you continue to roll this out? Or is that an unfair question, really, at this point?
No, I think that's a fair question. We have big aspirations.
What are they?
Well, the mission of the company is really to make it easy for everyone to eat plant-based, healthy food. So it's a pretty broad mission. So we see meeting all different kinds of consumers' needs. So working parents are really interested in what we're doing because it's easy and it's healthy. They feel good about it. They feel good about feeding their kids it. And kids have actually really liked these as well, 4 or 5-year-olds. So we see developing, family packs, also, 2-serving meals for couples, also potentially other meal options like breakfast.
How about desserts? Are you going to go there?
That's an interesting question. We've had some people, being very interested in, having a dessert option, either in the box or separate. So that's another we want it to be healthy, and like we were talking about before, everything in moderation. So that's also potential.
This is a whole sort of new TV dinner. When I was a kid, you get the TV dinner and you'd rip off the stuff and you put it in the in the oven. But this is healthy. And it's very, very quick. Is that kind of how you're marketing this, as you can, make this and sit in front of the TV?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's, we try to say we're reinventing the TV dinner. It's something that's super easy, which is the most important thing to most consumers, but it's also, you don't have to feel like you're sacrificing your health. You can cook it up and feel good about it. So we are, positioning it as, for working professionals and millennials and young people that aren't looking to, cook a whole elaborate meal and want something quick and easy.
Now, I asked you about your sales force. That's you, correct?
That's me. Yeah. I was out today.
An entrepreneur.
So
how do you set out? Do you cold call? How are you going about this?
It's really through word of mouth. We talk to some local retailers, Elm City Market, down the street, and they refer us to someone else, and they really love what we're doing, and so they tell a couple other people about us, and through advisors and other people we know in the food world, through the natural food kind of industry, and so that's kind of how it's grown. And I think it's really important to not be afraid as a small business, person, an entrepreneur, to just put yourself out there when you're raising money, when you're growing a business.
That's so scary, though. It's all so scary.
It can be very scary, yeah. But I was thinking, I've been thinking about it and listening to other successful entrepreneurs, and it's really there's the only thing they can say is no, and so why not ask, right? Why not see, give it a shot and see how it goes.
Stay fearless. Yeah. The pratfalls, and you've been at this, what, a couple of years trying to get it together?
Since May of 2016 is when we incorporated. We came up with the idea in around January of that year. Yeah.
So some of the pratfalls, some of the mistakes so far.
Mistakes, always many mistakes. So I think one of the mistakes was not getting the product out there as fast as possible. We did start, testing it with people, but we had this idea and we were thinking about all these other ideas, and instead of just, making something physically and then testing it and getting it out there, we kind of were like, oh, well, this and this, and, very conceptual. And I think it's so important for entrepreneurs to just make something as quickly as possible and test it and
get it
learn
to market,
instead of just thinking about it. Yeah.
In your wildest imagination, would you think, when I asked you maybe 10 years ago, that you would be doing this? Or did this come out of nowhere?
No, so I worked for the startup before going to the Yale School of Management and the School of Forestry, and I really enjoyed learning so much and being very challenged intellectually and in so many different ways, like learning how to work with people and how to, manage up and seek advice from coworkers, and so I did go back to school to start my own business and to learn about managerial skills, and so, but I don't think I foresaw this. I didn't think, oh, going to school I'm going to start a frozen food company. I still have other ideas for ventures, but this is one I'm very, very passionate about and so focused on now.
Have you thought about a headquarters as you grow? And where would you put it? Would you keep it on the East Coast? Would you go south? Have you thought about that at all?
I haven't really thought about that. I probably should think about that more. I think the East Coast is well positioned for innovation in the frozen. I mean, I think the whole country is. I think there's more and more awareness around the the impact of eating plant-based food and healthier food. Specifically on the East Coast and on the West Coast as well. We've been told, the West Coast is, there are all of these vegans and there's so many options. I think that would be, a great place for your product. So I'm not sure. I think New York, I think any kind of urban area where there's a lot of energy and other entrepreneurs and people, working on the food space.
And this is coming from local farms?
Yeah, so the carrot, zucchini, and the sweet potato noodles are all from Hadley Organics up in Hadley, Massachusetts, and it's been really fun to work with him, and we're really passionate about supporting local farmers and employing local people. I worked for a local food distributor before, and so I saw the impact that working with these small farmers can really have.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah, and there's more and more demand from consumers and people. They want to know where their food is from, and I think it's important to be supporting the local economy and tell a story about where your food is coming from. We have this connection with farmers, and we're connecting consumers with farmers in a way by, creating these local products.
It's all packaged in Massachusetts as well.
Yes, in Greenfield, Massachusetts.
So how did you set that up? I mean, where do you start to find? Well, let's see. We're going to here's the menu, and you're going to, put it in these freeze-dried pouches, if you will, and we're going to freeze it. So did you do all the groundwork on that, or was there already something set up there for you?
So they have a lot of pieces of equipment that we needed, large kettles and mixers and vacuum sealers. So they helped us think through how we would actually make it in their space. But in terms of coming up with the design of the product and how it's packaged, we did that work. We actually spent months thinking about the packaging. There's all different iterations of this. It actually took quite a long time to figure out the best way to package, and we're still figuring it out. We're still learning, right? And what to actually call out on the package. What do you want to communicate to consumers?
Because as we were saying, people eat with their eyes.
Yes, right? For sure.
So it's got all the nutrition facts on the back. There's your partner.
Yes.
Oftentimes it's hard to start a company with a partner. So far you're seeing eye to eye?
Yeah, no, we've started. I mean, the mission can kind of change and morph, but we've had the same vision from the start, really, and it's been really fun to kind of have someone to, you have different ideas that come up. We have, different ideas for products and things like that, and different go-to-market strategies, and so to kind of have someone to chat with and figure out what is the best opportunity, what makes the most sense now versus the future, and talk through those like business decisions, but also have someone to just, support in growing a business it's been great.
When you go out and cold call, what's your elevator speech for Zoni Foods? What do you tell people?
Oh, you're going to make me do the elevator speech.
Sure, why not? I mean, just, you can just sum it up. What do you say to somebody? Well, what is that? And you say?
Sure. So Zoni Foods was founded to make it easy for everyone to eat plant-based, healthy food. We do this by making frozen plant-based meal kits that cook on the stove in just 10 minutes. Each of our meals contains 3 components: a starch, a plant-based protein, and a unique sauce. And it has all natural ingredients, low amounts of sodium, and is incredibly easy to make. It's pretty, can't screw it up.
Okay, so the elevator speech is down. Perfect. You got it down pat.
Not quite perfect.
Zoe Lloyd, thank you so much for coming on. Continued success with Zoni Foods, and that's zonifoods.com. And come back in 5 years when you're huge.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it, Ann.
You're welcome.
Spend all night kissing, and if was right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked if I'm so wishing to find the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Need to keep locked in the grocery store, but mine just to save time. I'll skip right ahead to the last ride.